Hey everybody, I'm the Awesome Miss, and you're watching the Awesome Miss YouTube channel. Since I don't know where I come from or who I am, we got 23andMe. For those of you who don't know, 23andMe is a health and ancestry DNA test kit. There are two services that 23andMe provides. First is a health and ancestry service for $199, and secondly is the Ancestry, which is $99. There's the Ancestry Report, which discovers where your DNA is from out of 31 populations worldwide and more. There is the Wellness Reports, which include 5 reports, and then there's the Carrier Status Reports. There's also Traits Reports. You learn how your DNA influences your facial features, taste, smell, and other traits. See how your DNA affects your hair color, and more. We're going to specifically be looking for back hair. Wait, that's only available for men. Okay. Cheek dimples? No, Josh, not the ones for the butts. The cheek dimples on the face. Earlobe type, eye color, freckles, hair curliness, light or dark hair, and more. I've always felt that there's always been some sort of mystery behind where my full heritage comes from. My mother has one story, my father has one story. They have the stories of my grandparents, but I don't personally have that story. I've been told that I'm Native American or Scottish and Irish. I've also been told that my family all of a sudden ended up on a Viking ship and switched places with somebody else. So since I've never had a clear definition of it, I've always wanted to know, where do I come from? Am I actually Native American, or am I something completely different? So my husband, being the awesomest, bought me the best gift he could, which was this from 23andMe. Not sponsored, but I do have 4 brothers and sisters. So my husband and I have been discussing 23andMe for about a year now, and the reason why I chose 23andMe is because of all of the medical research behind it and all of the science. I like the fact that they can look at your DNA and find certain genetic markers and link those to diseases. And not only do they do that at this time with certain ones that they already specifically have set, but they can also do that in the future. You can share your reports with other people that have done 23andMe, and also they can connect you to any relatives that may have also done the DNA testing through 23andMe. And I think that's kind of cool too. I'm not necessarily doing this test to find new relatives because trust me, my family tree is chock full of nuts. The $199 kit does both health and ancestry. The ancestry side of it shows you where you come from. It can share your information with others so you can find other relatives, and it can tell you how much of a Neanderthal you really are. So let's get started. So when my husband told me he bought the test, I immediately downloaded the app. The app is pretty cool so far in regards to being able to answer questions, and it sends me emails or it gives me a little alert saying that I have more questions that I can answer, and I kind of have fun with that. It's like a little game for me at this time. But that's pretty much all I can do with the app without having my results yet. I have to spit and fill this. You want to spit? I don't want to do it. It's so gross. My mouth is so dry. I don't drink anything ever. It's like nothing. My mouth is so dry right now. Hold the tube upright with one hand. Close the funnel lid with the other hand, not outer hand, because both hands on the outside. Firmly push the lid until you hear a large click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5 seconds? Is this the shaking? Am I supposed to shake like this? I'm supposed to shake like this? Ah, I'm so excited! What do I do next? Now we send it off, and in 6 to 8 weeks I find out who I am, where I come from, and what's really going on with this body. Not sponsored.
One eternity later.
So it's been a few weeks, and I have the dates right here. On 7/13 is when I registered my box. On 8/1 is when it reached the lab, and then today at 6:34 a.m. I found out that I got results in. And I had to wait all day because Joshua was so mean and made me. So I'm here to find out what my results are. And I can't wait. Okay, so I logged in to the app on my phone and I got this. It shows me nothing. I'm so excited. Oh my god! I don't know how to start. Okay, so it says that I have 80 reports in, and we're gonna start with the Ancestry Reports. These reports let you explore what your DNA says about your origins and ancient ancestors. Oh my god. It says that I'm 40.8% British and Irish, and clicky clicky. So it's, oh my god, I'm 86.1% European. 61.6% is Northwestern European, 40.8% is British and Irish, 2.5% Scandinavian, 1% French and German, 17.2% broadly Northwestern European, 15.5% Southern European, 2.2% Iberian, 13.3% broadly Southern European, and 9% broadly European. Whoa! I am 8.7% East Asian and Native American, with 6.1% Native American. Broadly East Asian and Native American, 2.6%. So far my family is right on all fronts, so they're not as crazy as I thought. I am 2% Sub-Saharan African American. I am 0.6% West African, 0.3% Central and South African, less than 0.1% East African, and 1.1% broadly Sub-Saharan African. That's a lot. 2.2%? That's really cool. I am less than 1% Middle Eastern or North African. Oh wow, even North African? My family got around. I am less than 1%, 0.1% broadly Middle Eastern North African. Less than 0.1% South Asian. Jeez. And then less than 0.1% broadly South Asian. And 3.1% unassigned. That's really weird. Oh my god, there's like so many things. I don't even know. Okay, so if you go in deeper to each thing, it breaks it down even further. But 6.1% Native American, that's really like, wow. I didn't think my family was so accurate. Even with all the stories, you don't think that you can't be all of these things, but apparently I am, so that's cool. That's really cool. I am 0.0% Oceanian, which I don't know what that means, but I'm not that. That's really cool. I need a moment. So I then go into your Ancestry Timeline, and it starts off with how many generations ago was your most recent ancestor for each population. And British and Irish is the first thing selected, and it says you most likely had a parent, grandparent, or great-grandparent who was 100% British and Irish. This person was likely born between 1890 and 1950. So that's really recent if you look at things. I mean, not really, but yeah. So that's really cool. And then it goes to Iberian, and it says that I most likely had a second great-grandparent, a third great-grandparent, fourth great-grandparent, or fifth great-grandparent who was 100% Iberian and was likely born between 1770 and 1860. So basically that's what my composition is for my ancestry, as far as I can see. With obviously this is my first look on the on any data because he didn't let me look at all. So this is kind of cool. Oh my god, it says that I have 1,163 DNA relatives in your 23andMe DNA family. That's way too many people to figure out and find and connect with, because no. It shows a little map and it shows where my family is closely at, which is funny because I've lived in all of these places as well. I'm so excited about my family actually being right. It's just really weird. You don't know my family. And if you are my family, I love you. Oh my gosh. They also do comparison. Compared to the average 23andMe customer, your DNA relatives are 54% less likely to have skydived, which I said I would never do, so I get you. 37% less likely to have sweaty palms, 35% more likely to drink caffeinated soda, I feel ya. 34% less likely to drink instant coffee. Well, you want the real coffee, you don't want instant coffee. Blech. 31% more likely to own a cat. Well, I don't like you people because I'm allergic, so back off. 27% less likely to be vegetarian. I get that too. 26% less likely to have perfect pitch. I totally feel you on that one. 25% more likely to have lived near a farm when they were young. 24% less likely to drink espresso drinks. Yeah, because you just need coffee. It's just coffee is fine. 19% more likely to make New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I don't do that. 18% more likely to be able to do a backbend kickover. 18% more likely to drink tea. 17% more likely to be a superstar. I haven't met any yet, but hey. 14% more likely to think fresh cilantro tastes like soap, which I don't think I do. I like cilantro, so hey. 14% more likely to be able to do the forward splits. My niece is a contortionist. 13% less likely to like the taste of dark licorice. I love dark licorice, so I don't know where that is. 12% less likely to be able to sing back a note they have just heard. Ask my husband. No. 10% less likely to feel jittery after drinking caffeine. I like coffee before I go to bed. Sometimes it helps me sleep, so. 10% more likely to smell asparagus in their pee. I don't know if I answered that question because I don't tend to smell my pee. So, less likely to sneeze after eating dark chocolate. What? I mean, I love dark chocolate, but I have one Neanderthal variant associated with having straight hair. I have pin straight hair, and the only reason it gets any kinky, crazy, curl whatsoever is if I wash my hair before I go to sleep and then wake up and I have like a big old poof. And that's just the Ancestry Reports. So I'm sure that this gets way more detailed. So we're moving on to wellness reports. First starts with the genetic weight. Genetic weight, your genes influence not just your weight, but also the impact of different healthy habits. Ashlyn, your genes predispose you to weigh about average. This doesn't mean your weight will definitely be average, while your genes don't appear to be strongly influencing your weight in either direction. Your lifestyle and environment have just as much impact, if not more. So basically that means I should work out more if I want to be less weighty. We'll just leave it at that. So it's telling me that the average weight is, for a person my height and my age, is 150 pounds. I'll work on that. And then it gives me guides on healthy habits for my genetics. Avoid eating fast food. I gotta stop working so much. Limit eating red meat. We just found out that's not gonna happen. Exercising, eating vegetables. It also gives you percentages for these things. Sleeping a healthy amount associated with weighing up to 11% less. So it gives you tips and it gives you measures and things like that. So that's good. Caffeine consumption. It says, Ashlyn, based on your genetics, you are likely to drink more caffeine than average if you drink caffeine at all. I do. My brother stopped drinking caffeine except for any of the adventures that we do on this channel, but he said it's better for him, which probably I should, but doesn't happen. But I am more of a caffeine drinker than average, and I can see that. I drink coffee every work day, and I probably drink tea every day. I don't drink a lot of soda, and when I do, I waste a lot of it because I don't drink a lot. It's too sugary, so I mean, I could cut it out if I wanted to. It tells you about culture and history, and then keeps going on if you want to further discuss. So lactose intolerant. This will tell me that whether I'm more likely to be or not to be. I did experience a lot of pain lately in the last year whenever I ate ice cream. I would say drank milk, but I don't drink milk. I mean, I'll have it in my cereal now and then. Whenever I'd have a shake, I was just dying because my stomach would hurt so bad. So I've deemed myself lactose intolerant, and I've stopped a lot of the dairy intake other than cheese. Ashlyn, based on your genetics, you are likely to be lactose intolerant, which I feel like I am. And my doctor said that I don't necessarily have to take the test unless I want to, but thinks that I probably can just go with my gut. Muscle composition. I just slightly read the answer. Your genetic muscle composition is uncommon in elite power athletics.
That's a joke.
We all know this. I don't like running. Alcohol flush reaction. We kind of have this little thing, like whenever Joshua consumes any alcohol, he gets a little red in the face, and I always point it out because I think it's cute. And I don't feel like I get red in the face at all, and it does say that based on my genetics, I'm unlikely to flush after drinking alcohol. Based on your genetics, you are not likely to be an especially deep sleeper. I think that's totally accurate. Asparagus odor detection, likely can smell. Bitter taste, likely can taste bitter tasting foods. Cheek dimples, likely to have no dimples. Cleft chin, likely no cleft chin, which I don't. Earlobe type, likely detached earlobes, which is correct. Earwax type, we won't show you that, but it's likely to be wet earwax. I don't know how to. I am likely to have darker eyes, which that's correct. I have dark brown eyes. My finger length ratio. Likely my index finger is longer. Oh, must be true. Freckles. I'm likely to have little freckling, which I don't think I have any in my face, and I don't think I have any on my arms, but I do have some butterfly kisses. Some people call them angel kisses. Freckles. Little tiny baby moles that aren't raised, whatever you want to call them. Hair curliness, likely to have straight or wavy. I do have straight hair. My mom has way curly hair. My dad has pin straight hair as well. Light or dark hair, likely to be dark, which I don't dye my hair, so this is my natural hair color, which is dark. Newborn hair amount, likely to have little baby hair. I didn't have a lot of baby hair, and when I was born, I had blonde hair, completely blonde as a baby, and I'll give you a picture of that because I'm the cutest baby ever. You are not likely to sneeze when suddenly exposed to bright sunlight. I sneeze all the time, so not necessarily in the light. I don't see any of that. I'm likely to have no red hair. I think sometimes in the sun it looks a little orange, but not really. Don't really have red hair at all. Skin pigmentation says that I am likely to have lighter skin. 78% of customers who are genetically similar to you have fair to beige skin. Beige is more accurate. It does say light beige on here. I tend to be more olive. It says 39% light beige, 22% darker skin, and 16% olive. I usually tend to be around the beige olivey color. My mom's always said I have that olive skin, but in the summer I get a lot darker. It says that I'm 66% prefer salty and 34% prefer sweet, which I find accurate. I'm likely to have little or no unibrow. 77% of little or no unibrow. I do have like just maybe a few stray hairs here. Very few. Maybe like 8. And then I'm likely to have no widow's peak, which I don't, but my sister does, and I think my baby brother does. Maybe my little sister, but me definitely no. And that pretty much goes through all of our reports. So there's 80 different reports. There's tons and tons of information. A lot of it I didn't go over just because there's so much information, and then it's divided down into little tiny minuscule items, and then you can learn more about those items, which I think is really awesome too. I think the most that I've gotten out of this is finding out how crazy my family isn't. I mean, they have a lot of their own traits of funny little stories or ideas of where we came from, but it looks like all of them were actually true as far as our lineage. Maybe not how that got to be, I'm not sure, but definitely I was told that I was French, told that I was Irish, told that I was Scottish, German, Also told that I was European, Native American. One thing I was never told was anything that had to do with Africa, which is really interesting to me, or even Asian. So those are really fun for me, and I'm gonna just dive deep into finding out more to do with this site and more to do with those regions. My daughter wants to be tested now, my brother would like to be tested, so I think it's really interesting and fun in regards of just where those paths lie. And then also just the science portion, like I said before, I really like knowing that I'm not attributed to any of those variants, and I know that what I am have connection to. I think that's really deep, and I really like the fact that it's going to continue and broaden from there. So there's only more knowledge that I can gain from having this access. And if there's any new information that comes up with 23andMe, they send me notifications, so I'll update you from there. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, leave me any information down below as far as if you have any questions that maybe I can answer. If you're a family member, I may not respond. Until next time, keep being awesome.
As you might have noticed from my voice, I have a little bit of a cold. On the bright side, it does give me a much sexier narration voice, almost Markiplier levels of sexy. Some call it the Phoebe effect, when your voice becomes more sexy when you get sick.
What are they feeding you? This chick sounds good.